Roscoe, come here, bud. Hey, come here. Oh, come here. Oh, what'd you do when I was gone, huh? What you doing, pups? All right, so I just got home. We got some dinner. You know, I'm back at home. And I gotta do a couple things, and then I'm gonna do a little nifty video tonight. But let's get some stuff done, and then we'll do the video later. Isn't that right, Roscoe? Isn't that right, buddy? Isn't that right? What? Well, I'm back home now, and it is 11:05. I'm not sure if that's even focusing, but whatever. It's 11:05. I'm pretty tired, but it could be worse. I could be that tired. Apparently he's had a rough day as a dog. Anyways, I got home today from college for Christmas break, and actually for all of spring semester, because I'm going to school here at home for spring semester as opposed in up to New York, or was for fall semester. So everyone at Stony Brook, big shout out. You guys were awesome. Stony Brook just wasn't awesome. So it's snowing tonight, which means I can't make a video about fishing when it looks like this. So I've been wanting to do a video like this for a little bit now. Just basically showing you guys and telling you guys what my top 5, top 10 lures of the year was. So that's what this video is. This video is a top 10 lures video. So these 10 lures that I'm going to highlight are 10 lures / baits that I have caught the most fish on this year, and that I've honestly just had the most fun with. Now I know there is something weird in this video about me. I'll just address it now. The pirate flag is not usually there, but it is going to be there in the rest of the videos. So just don't worry about the pirate flag. But yeah, I know it was really bugging most of you guys, but it's okay. It's going to be there. Just get used to it. So now that's out of the way, we can get to the point of this video. Alright, so I comprised a list of 10 lures / baits here that I've used for the past year, and I have just had fun with fishing. These lures are in no particular order. They're not ranked like 1 being the best, 10 being the worst. I kind of just threw them in here as they came to my head and as I reminisced on memories. So it's just random order, but I would say some of them have better value than other ones to me, and I'll definitely highlight that when I go through them. There's really no order, it's just 10 baits. But the first one is highlighting a color of lures that I've found this year. That color is Electric Shad. So Electric Shad is a pretty cool color. It has some blue and purple flakes in it, but it's comprised mostly of a white bottom and a gray / silverish top. For some reason the fish just love it, I think because it represents a dying minnow very well. But the color Electric Shad has done really well for me this fishing season, so I intend to use it a lot in the coming future. Electric Shad colored worms. Alright, next is one of my all-time favorite lures to use in any condition, and that is a topwater popper. Now this specific popper is a largemouth colored popper. It does not have to be that color. Basically the only thing that matters is the bottom of that bait, because obviously that's what the fish are seeing. But you want something with a good bit of rattle to it. And you want something with this feather tail because that is what's gonna make fish bite a lot of time. A lot of time you'll catch them just on the back hook. I really enjoy using poppers. One, because they catch fish. Two, because when you catch fish, you see it happen, and it's like the coolest way to catch fish is topwater. And overall, topwater is just a good lure to use in any water conditions, I find. So, summertime bait, pretty much going to be throwing this a lot. Alright, the next is this bad boy right here. This is a Zoom Super Fluke. So it is a swimming Super Fluke, which you can tell from that paddle tail right there. And what that paddle tail does is it drives the motion of the bait. So when you're pulling it through the water, obviously that paddle tail is going to be going back and forth. This bait can be used with a lot of retrieves. It can be used with a cast and retrieve. It can be used with bobbing retrieves. I basically use this bait in rivers and creeks, and I find that these baits usually catch like the biggest smallmouth in rivers and creeks, because I think the big ones really like to feed on minnow patterns, whereas the small ones like will eat worms and little creatures and stuff like that. But I think the big ones really like minnows. So I love throwing this on like a weighted hook or an unweighted hook in creeks and rivers. The third one is actually not really like a bait or a lure. It's kind of like an add-on thing. I actually got this in a mystery tackle box. The story behind this one is the first cast I threw this on a worm. I caught a fish first cast, and then I threw it out a second cast, and I caught a fish again. And I actually lost it the second cast. Well, I lost one of them, and then as I was going to get it in the water, a fish came by and ate it. So I think fish really like this. What it does is this screw end on the end here. You could screw that into your worm or minnow or whatever you're throwing, and the blade is gonna like cause more action, cause more vibration, and more flash in the water. So it kind of just draws more attention to your baits. It works really well. I like to use it on like Nico rigs, where I put the nail weight in and then I screw this in. I screw this in behind it because it just draws more attention to your worm baits. But this has been like a big factor for me in 2016. I've caught a lot of fish with just adding this onto things. Like when fish aren't biting, this seems to like trigger them somehow. So I highly recommend either going to Mr. Tackle Box and seeing if the baits are on there, or going to Intruder X Blades website and checking these puppies out. Oh, by the way, shout out to Mr. Tackle Box for throwing in the new cool sticker. That is a Halloween sticker right there. This sticker right here is sweet. Thanks, Mr. Tackle Box, for the new sticker. The next bait is a crawfish presentation. I am a big fan of Yamamoto baits. I think they make like awesome baits. They're expensive, but I personally think the money is worth it. This is a fishing lure and it catches fish. This is a baby fat crawl by Yamamoto. I really like the presentation. I think it has a slender body and then bulks up at the head, which I think is something the fish really haven't seen before. These claws like flap a lot in the water. So a lot of times like I'll throw something like this on a shaky head or even just on a weighted Texas rig, and I throw this in rivers and creeks a lot because there's a lot of crawfish in those types of bodies of water. Alright, the next one is like the first like really like hard moving bait that is on the list, and it's a pretty reliable bait. It's a KVD crankbait 1.5. This I think is the 4 to 8 foot depth one. This puppy does work in all kinds of water. I find that this color does better than any other color. I guess it really depends what the fish are feeding on that time of year. But when they're schooling up on bait fish, this thing is a freaking beast. You can bounce this off like wood, any type of structure, rocks, and most times it gets a strike. The next bait on my list is a topwater buzz bait. Now I don't really need to go into a lot of detail about this bait because I think everybody out there in eternity that knows anything about fishing knows what a buzz bait is. In summer especially, I like to use buzz baits, but I could use buzz baits whenever the heck I want to. I'm pretty confident that buzz baits catch fish. So anytime there's like slick, calm water, I want to throw this sucker up against the banks and just throw it into that calm water and make it not calm basically by catching fish. So the next bait on the list is a soft plastic subsurface bait, and I actually got this in a mystery tackle box too, so shout out to MTB for that. Big baits, salt colored tubes. Pretty slender body, and it has really floppy like legs on the back, and you probably know what a tube is. Tubes do work in all kinds of water. I really started using this color this year. Before I would just like yearly stick to watermelon. I don't know if they're just used to seeing watermelon or if it's something in the water that like the crawfish are this color, but this color drives them crazy. The next fish on the baits, or the The next bait on the list is another Yamamoto bait. It is the Fat Ica. Basically, how I stumbled upon this bait is I was fishing at Field and Stream the day before I was going river fishing on my kayak, and I knew that fish in the river bite on tubes, so I got this bait thinking that, you know, it would work the same as a tube, and it has a completely different action as a tube, completely different fall rate, and completely like different potential as a tube. I literally threw this Fat Ica on an unweighted Texas hook into like a little eddy, and the minute it hit the water, it sank down, and I hooked into a 19-inch smallmouth on it. From the first cast, I was pretty much hooked on this bait. And the last and final bait on the list, which I will say this one is probably my hands-down favorite of all of them, and if you know me, like, this isn't any surprise to you, Senko. I pretty much only ever throw this on just an unweighted Texas rig because I think the bait is what like drives the fish insane. Like, the falling action of this bait is like perfect. I've caught like probably the most fish in my entire life off this bait, and I don't know why I'm holding it like a cigarette right now. If I could choose one bait to fish with, it would be this bait. So this would top off my list at number 1. Okay guys, so that's pretty much wrapping up my video for today. There will be a lot more videos coming out here because I'm at home and I'm off school for like a month, so I have a lot of time. I'm hoping to do some trout fishing with my buddy Max. I'm hoping to do some ice fishing when the waters freeze over, and I'm going to do like a lot of review and kind of like science-based videos. So there's a lot of that coming. Also a lot of fly tying video and just like storytelling videos. I'm also probably going to do some collaborations with some other YouTubers here coming soon. But I want to thank you guys for watching, and I want to open this up to like any questions because I kind of want to try to do a question and answer, like a Q&A session in my next video. So if you guys see this and you have any questions at all, ask them. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like the video, give it a dislike, because you can do that. This is America. This is a free country. But if you're watching from anywhere else in the world, you can give it a dislike or a thumbs up too. If you like disagree or agree or like think I'm blasphemous or think I'm like super correct about any debates on my list, go ahead and comment. If you guys like the video, check out some of my other stuff and subscribe if you want to stay here and see all the videos that are coming. If you don't like my videos and you like never want to see me on YouTube again, you can Google YouTube's phone number and you can call YouTube, and then like they can actually delete my channel. So like if this isn't working out, like it's just better for you and I that like I just stop now and they like maybe delete my channel. So if you really like hate me, you can try that and it might work. I don't know how well it'll work. Thanks for watching, everybody, and hold the back of this camera, okay? Thanks for watching, guys, and have a good night. What would you like to say to the people of YouTube?
Nothing.
Nothing.